How's it going, everybody? This is Andy with Aspen Valley Vapes, and today we're going to be taking a look at the new Smoant Knight V1. Now, this mod has not yet been released by Smoant, but they did send a tester version over to us to see how we like it and to see if we wanted to carry it at Aspen Valley Vapes. So today I'm going to do a quick little review and rundown of this mod and let you guys know what I think of it. Before we go and take a close-up look at the Smoant Knight V1, we're just going to talk about the basic features of it and what this mod actually is. So the Knight V1 is a 60-watt device. It has nickel, titanium, and stainless steel temperature control modes. The minimum resistance on it across the board, and that's in wattage mode and temperature control, is 0.1 ohm. So that might set some of you guys off for those lower builds, but that is the minimum resistance across the board on all modes. It is a single 18650 mod. It does not have an internal battery. It does use an external battery, but it does have micro USB onboard charging. So what the Knight V1 is, it's called a sidecar mod, and it's sort of like the Aspire Play-Doh and the knee boxes, that all-in-one kit. But it gives you the ability to change out the tank that you're using with it. Here you can see it with a 22mm. I've got the Cerakote in here, so it will be compatible with all 22mm tanks. So you will be able to swap it out with any 22mm tank that you would like. The starter kit does come with a Talos tank, and for some reason they did not send one of those over. I'm not sure why, but they did send their other tank, which is the Sharon, and this is their tank, the Sharon. This is the one that they did send over. So these guys are a new company, and this is their first mod, and this is their first tank release. That pretty much does cover the basics. Let's go in and take a close look at this guy. Alright, so this is the close-up of the Smoant V1. This is the Smoant Sharon tank. This is the one they sent me with it. It's not the tank that comes with this kit, but it is. I just put it on here because this is the tank they sent to try out. As you can see, there's nothing too unique about it, but it does have a pretty good coil and vapor production, but that's for another time. So on the Smoant Knight V1, you can see here's the construction. Here is your screen. We'll look at that a little more here in a second. But here's the screen. Here's the design. I do really like the design of it, and it looks a lot better with the tank that's meant for this, the Talos. This little design right here, though, it just looks unique. It looks a little futuristic. There are very sturdy buttons in there. There is a little bit of a rattle, as you can hear, but it's nothing too bad. It's nothing crazy on that. The back side of the mod, you see you can have the USB charge in here. Since they are a new company, I'm glad they did put it on the side, unlike on the bottom. Some companies have been known to do. When it's on the bottom, that's terrible since you can't sit it down nicely on your desk. So here we have this is the battery cover right here. It's a little rubber pad, and then you take that off and you unscrew this to change your 18650 battery. A little cover can add as like a little grip if that is your thing. Now the Knight V1 kit is best suited when you do have the Talos on there. It's made to go with this kit, and it makes everything match up nice and cleanly. But as you can see here, I put the Mellow 3 Mini, and it makes the device a lot more compact. Obviously, that's up to you. You can put whatever tank you want on here as long as it's 22mm. 23mm might actually fit. If you see there's about a millimeter in between. I do not have a 23mm tank to try it out on right now, but there's about a millimeter right there, so you might be able to get a 23mm tank on there. Alright, so here you have the screen on the Smoant. Standard as most mods, you press it 3 times to change between your recommended mode. 5 clicks on, 5 clicks off. Got a little Smoant logo when it comes on there. And it'll ask you to enter your mode every time you turn it on. The screen also does have some warnings, such as if your atomizer is too low. Here on the sheet, it does say if your atomizer is below 0.08 and temperature control is when it will give you the error. On the other box, it says the minimum resistance is 0.1. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy right there on that. But if your atomizer is too low, it will display that here on the screen, and it will not fire. So that'll pretty much wrap up the close-up on this guy. Let's bring it back up top, talk about some pros, cons, price point, and I want to know what you guys think about this mod. So let's bring it back up top. Now that we finished that close-up, let's talk a little bit more about the Knight V1. The first thing that I noticed about this mod when I opened it up is the weight. It is a hefty little mod. It's not extremely heavy, but it comes in at 8.9 ounces with a single 18650 battery inside of it. So it's nothing crazy, but it does have it's got some heft to it. It's definitely not a light mod. Pretty much 9 ounces. It's not too heavy, but it just feels very solid, and it's got a little bit of weight to it. And that is due to the zinc alloy construction of this mod that is ceramic baked. Let's start out with the cons of this device. The first con that comes to my mind is the screen. Obviously the screen is not a big deal because it's just there to set up your menu, but I still prefer at least a nice looking screen. And this one isn't horrible, it's just not on par with most mod screens these days. So the screen, number 1, could definitely be improved. Number 2 would be rubber cover that's over the battery door. Know what they're trying to do with it, so it gives you like a sort of a grippiness to hold on to while you're vaping it. You put your thumb up here, at least I assume that's what they're going for. You put your thumb right here, fingers down here, but as you can see, that makes it pretty awkward for my hands right here. I would have preferred the size been slimmed down a little bit by taking this off and then a clean little battery door right there. Third con, which is not really a con at all, but it's just one of those things that it might persuade you if you were on the bus for this mod or not, and it is the weight. Obviously 8.9 ounces without a tank on there is not that heavy, but then you do add a tank such as the Smoant Sharon, and then you're coming in over 11 ounces. And that's 11 ounces itself is not heavy, but it's just not as lightweight as some people might like it to be, especially since this mod is designed as a stealth kit. 11 ounces might be a little bit too heavy for them. I figured I would just put that con in there just to let you know either way, if weight is a big deciding factor on your purchase, now you know that this thing is a little bit on the heftier side. Now for the pros. Number one, I really like the design of this mod. It is very clean looking. There's some things that could be improved about. I'm not a big fan of the Smoant logo just plastered right there. It looks a little off. They could have put it somewhere else, but that's being nitpicky. The overall design I am a fan of. It does come in black and white. I really like this white version right here. And the Talos tank that does come with the starter kit, it matches the mod perfectly. It's got some great design features as well. When you do have this mod paired with either a white tank or the one that comes with it, the Talos, it looks even 100 times better. I really like the design of the Talos. I wish they would have sent it over so I could test out the coils. I heard that they use the same coils as like the Kangertech OCC and SSOCC, but I cannot confirm that yet as I have not used it myself. But if it does, that is nice. Kangertech did just come out with their SSOCC ceramic coils, so if that is true, you'd be able to use those ceramic coils inside of the Talos that comes with this Knight V1 kit. Pro would be using it as a stealth device, not in terms of the weight, but in terms of the portability. I think personally the Knight V1 would be best paired with something Leaf Mellow 3 Mini. As you can see here, it does look good in there. It keeps the whole entire profile of this mod nice and compact. Since it's a tinier tank, it's not going to add as much weight to it. Some of those new mini rebuildable tanks, those would be great on this device. Next pro is the consistency of the vape. In terms of vaping it, I've used several different tanks on here. In wattage mode mainly, I have messed around with temperature control a little bit, and I have not had any problems with temperature control. The main thing I can speak for is the wattage mode, and it's been consistent. It puts out a great vape. It is just a good, solid chip inside there. I'm not even sure what chip it actually is. I'm going to try to get that information out of them, and if I do, I will leave that down in the comments below. Now I want to know, what do you guys think about this setup? Do you like the sidecar setup mod? Is it something that you would purchase? We're thinking about carrying it at AspenValleyVapes.com. I'm not sure if we're going to yet. I think the kit with the mod and the Talos tank itself is going to retail for around $50. So take that into consideration. But we'd love to know if it is something that you would like to see us carry. If you want to win this tester unit here, I am going to be giving it away. I'm not going to keep it myself. All you need to do is make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, leave a thumbs up, and let us know, what is your favorite e-cigarette brand? Is it Kangertech? Is it Sigelli? Is it Smoant Cigar? Is it E-Leaf? Is it UL? Is it UD? Just let us know in the comments section, what is your favorite e-cigarette brand. We also have a Sigelli T150 giveaway going on. If you guys have not already entered that, there will be a link in the description. If that giveaway has ended by the time you watch this video, whatever giveaway we have going on at AspenValleyVapes.com. That is going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated.